Whenever you see a junior suite on a deck plan, the one you want to book is the J4, right? I don't know about the J1s, 2s and 3s. I'm not interested in those. Let me tell you why the J4 is our favourite cabin.
Hello there and welcome to another video. We are on the Ovation of the Seas in our favourite cabin type. This is the Junior Suite J4. Now, I've said on a couple of videos this is our favourite cabin type, even though we did go on the Wonder of the Seas and we stayed in an owner's suite. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out right there. But yeah, a J4 Junior Suite. Why is this our favourite?
The J4 has a split bathroom, which means you have one area with the toilet and wash hand basin and another area with the bath and the shower and a second wash hand basin, which makes it really unique, and that's why we love it. There is a downside, which means you don't get the walk-in closet, which the other junior suites do have.
I'm not fussed by that.
If you're the sort of person that brings an absolute ton of clothes on a cruise ship and you really feel the need to walk in amongst your clothes, you're not going to like a J4 because it's a regular wardrobe. However,
but if you're the sort of person that likes to go to the toilet and someone just happens to be in the shower at the same time, you're going to want a J4.
Yeah.
I mean,
way better. What else do we like about J4s? Because we're putting it out there and saying this is our favourite cabin type.
It is big enough for two people. One of the reasons I'm not a big fan of standard cabins is when you have to shimmy around the front of the bed, and I feel like it's a little bit enclosed. Now, obviously, that's part of the cruising experience, I guess. It is a cabin and a half. So you get a lot of space around the bed. Also, because it is a cabin and a half in width, you get the larger balcony as well, and you get really nice balcony furniture. Very, very comfortable to lie on. I would say though, get some towels from the pool deck and just put them over the chairs because they can be a little bit sticky and a bit squeaky, I think. Of course, you get EU and US plugs across all of the cabins in Royal Caribbean, and that's no different here, really. So make sure you bring, if you're in the UK, your adapters for both EU and US, and just the first thing you do is you just put them all in the plugs as you go around the room. And you get 2 USB Type A charging ports. I think the charging speed is very slow on those. You plugged your phone in and the next day you still weren't at full charge.
Yeah, but I plugged it into your adapter, so I blame that.
No, it wasn't my adapter.
It was your adapter.
No, it wasn't my adapter. You plugged it into the thing there.
It's sitting in there now.
That cable, that's a total mess over there. I'm sorry. You don't know which one you plug it into. Anyway, trust me, the charging is slow. Get a coffee machine. Where were we recently and we expected to get a coffee machine in the room and we didn't? The Cosmopolitan. If you haven't seen that already, check out our room review over in the corner just there. But we expected to get a coffee machine and we were really, really disappointed to not get one. So we were very relieved when we arrived on Ovation to find that we have a Lavazza coffee machine. Decent coffee. They also have this creamer, which is like condensed milk with sugar in it instead of milk. And it's actually really, really nice.
I wouldn't know. He finished them all.
Well, you don't really drink coffee. Do you know
just
what?
as well, really,
and,
isn't it?
But if you're thinking about coffee, we'll talk about food in another video, so make sure you subscribe to that because I have been able to get my daily Starbucks on the drinks package, but that's coming soon. Let's talk about the bed.
Why?
Where the magic happens. In other cabins.
There was no magic happening in this cabin.
The bed was really comfortable though.
Yeah, very nice.
I have to say, the bed was very, very comfortable. On the firm to soft scale, where would you put it?
I don't think it's quite as comfortable as princess beds, but very close second.
Oh, he's such a sycophant when it comes to princess.
And he's such a hater.
I'm not a hater of princess, they just got bad internet. There is a safe, of course there's a safe, and it's good for your wallet.
It's for absolutely nothing
Yes,
else.
you might fit your Kindle in there if you're very lucky.
We've got 2 Kindles, 2 wallets, 2 passports, and a bit of loose change, and pretty much
and it's full to the brim.
that's it.
Yeah, but so yeah, you might want to hide your laptop somewhere. I mean, the good thing about the cabin staff. Let's talk about the cabin staff actually. His name is
Hendra,
stateroom attendant, Ovation of the Seas, legend. Barely saw him.
But this is what I like about a cabin attendant. He came and introduced himself on the first day.
Yes.
And he asked us what our preferences were. Were we happy with the bed, the way the bed was made up, because you can have them split into 2, etc. We told him approximately what time we like going for dinner. We eat kind of late and that kind of stuff, because another perk of the junior suites is junior and above are now the only cabin categories on Royal Caribbean which have 2 daily cleans.
Oh yeah.
If you're below a junior suite,
you don't get a turn down.
you only get your main clean now, and that for us is, I
That's
wouldn't say it's a deal breaker because that's a bit dramatic.
Okay.
But to have 2 cleans a day is where it's at.
It is a deal breaker. I love an evening turn down. You know, when you come back from dinner, you've been to Boleros, you've had a couple too many rum and cokes, and then you get back into your room and it's low level lighting, the bed's turned down. Oh, and you just like, it's so nice, and you got your cruise compass on the bed. By the way, I really hate the fact that the cruise compass is now online. I miss paper. You can request.
I just thought about something. If you've got a third person in the room and you have to make the bed up, typically the cabin attendant would come in the evening and make the bed up for the 3rd or 4th person, and then in the morning would come and put the bed away, so you have the living area. If he's only coming in once a day now, that then makes the guests either make up the bed or put the bed away.
Or if they know there's 3 people in there and they make the bed up.
Well, that's what I mean. You either get one or the other. You don't get both.
Yeah.
Which is a
so
bit
if,
of a... Yeah.
So if you want to turn down in a standard cabinet, you're saying you have to bring a 3rd person.
No, you don't get a turn down then either. You're on your own. So what I'm saying is, that's another really good reason to, up your spend a bit and try and get a junior suite if it's in your price range, because it's a really nice perk to have that turn down.
Is a junior suite that much more expensive than a standard cabin?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that, Anne.
Oh, well, because I know I don't book it, you do.
On this sailing, we booked almost as soon as it came, as the seats were released, like 18 months ago or something like that, because we were very specific. We like this particular cabin type, and we like it on the hump part of the ship, which is the bit that sticks out, because you have uninterrupted views. Some of the other cabins are on the kind of the main body of the ship, which are above the lifeboats, and you have overhang from above. They're not as good. So I think as long as you've studied deck plans, if you want a specific area like we do, you get in there early. However, in terms of price, I did notice that if you booked this cruise about 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago, you were getting you could have a balcony cabin for like $600 per person, and we paid, I don't know, about $2,500 each.
Yeah.
Booking way in advance for a junior suite. Now, you might think, well, that's a no-brainer. I'm going for the cheaper cabin. You're not guaranteed that there'll be cabins available near the time. You won't know where the location is of your cabin. You'll just know the cabin type. Both of those points for us are kind of like deal breakers. However, in terms of money, if you're looking at the difference between balcony cabin, junior suite, and then the full suites, which start with the grand suite, there's kind of a big step up between junior and grand suite a lot of the time. I think on this cruise it was more than double. I think we were looking at about $5,500
when we
each.
When we were looking at them, because I remember saying, because we said, should we go for a grand suite because of Coastal Kitchen and because of you get the drinks in the evening, and the price for me, that didn't feel like that was enough value per pound or dollar for us to be able to justify it.
And we've booked Anthem of the Seas for next year, and when the cabins came out for that, I think the price difference between a junior suite and a grand suite was literally about $400 each for a 12-night cruise. It was a no-brainer to go for a grand suite. Yeah. So although this is our favourite cabin type, we still want to make sure we're getting good value for money.
But speaking of suite exclusive stuff, Coastal Kitchen is available to junior suite guests for dinner subject to availability. Now, we have eaten in Coastal Kitchen. You can check out the food video that'll be coming up later in the future. If not, it's already available. For you, that's a decent perk because you love Coastal Kitchen.
I really like Coastal Kitchen.
I don't understand the appeal personally. He loves Coastal Kitchen, and
they don't put enough food on his plate for him. So
no, that's not true. That's not true. Anyway, we're not talking about food. We'll talk about food another time. But yeah,
you started.
So Coastal Kitchen is available for dinner for Junior Suite guests, and I have never had a problem getting a table. They say subject to availability, but I wouldn't go to them on the first day and book every single night at 6 p.m. because that's not going to happen. But they will be able to squeeze you in.
And the only other perk that we can notice between the Junior Suite, excuse me, the regular cabin, is the amenities, the bathroom amenities, which are supposed to be luxury bathroom amenities. What we noticed, however, on a few YouTube videos of people filming this category, were they had standard bathroom amenities in there, and we knew that they weren't the luxury ones because we've been in a few suites with Royal that have the upgraded ones. So when we came into the cabin and we noticed that it had the regular amenities, we did speak to Hendra, our cabin attendant. He seemed confused and said, well, you only get the luxury ones in Grand Suite and above. At which point we said, well, that's not what your website or any of your literature says. It says one of the perks of C class, which is what Junior Suites are classed as, are upgraded bathroom amenities. He kind of said, well, that's as maybe, but these are the ones you got. So we kind of left it, with, first world problems and everything like that, right?
That evening, during our Turndown, he replaced it.
He had, you know what, bless him.
Well, he didn't get the shower gel. He didn't do, but the shampoo and the conditioner did, and I'm happy because that conditioner is so good. If they wasn't attached to the big bottles on the wall, I would be stealing it. It is very, very,
it's
very
good
good
stuff.
It is very, very good.
It's good stuff.
Who is best fit in a Junior Suite?
Look, it is. These are more money than a regular balcony cabin. Of course they are. I'm not going to lie about that. So it's only up to you to decide: do you spend enough time in your cabin using the perks of this room type to make it worth your while? And we always look at that as well, don't we? We kind of say, what's the value? It's not necessarily just the price point. It's what value would we get from that?
Yeah.
And we're confident.
Because if you just want to pay the cheapest, get an inside. You can just
get
an inside. Oh,
listen. I know loads of people who are quite happy with an inside cabin because they spend all of their time
inside cabins.
And we love Emma, and she seems to have a great time. And that's terrific. I like to spend a bit more time in my cabin, a bit more time on the balcony. Although, to be fair, pretty much every day on this cruise, every sea day, we've been in the solarium around the pool.
Yeah.
So
because the weather's been pretty dodgy. It's been cold because we've been crossing the Pacific.
But who's it for? If you can afford it, obviously first of all, and you see the value in it, I'd go for it. It's a no-brainer. But definitely what I would say is look at the price differential between a balcony and a junior and a grand, which those kind of three, and just say, right, just map out for yourselves, what are the things we get for a junior suite? What are the things we get for a grand suite? What's the price differential? Where am I comfortable? Where would I get the best value? And we do that every time, and sometimes we end up in a suite, sometimes we end up in a junior suite. That's whichever. So I would say if you're a couple, it's a great space.
You're rambling now.
Great little
You're
perks.
basically saying the same thing over and over again. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Ant. He's been Glenn.
Oh, one thing. One quick shout out. I forgot. Izzy. Shout out to Izzy, one of our viewers. Thanks for watching. Glad you're enjoying the videos.
Oh my gosh, what's this Saturday morning TV?
No.
Okay. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. You know what to do. We'll be back with another video. Lots of Ovation of the Seas content coming your way, along with everything else that we've been doing on our honeymoon trip. And thanks for watching. See you again. Say goodbye, Glenn.
Goodbye, Glenn.
Bye.